Hi everyone, today I'm doing a makeup tutorial using a lot of bronze and coral colors. It's not a very dramatic, traditionally bridal look, but I think it pairs really well when you're wearing a bright color like a yellow, an orange, a blue or a green. So starting with the makeup, the first product that I'm going to use is MAC Strobe Cream. MAC Strobe Cream is a light lotion that contains very fine illuminating particles. So basically it gives a very nice glowing sheen to the skin, and I'm just applying this using my fingertips. This is not a product that I would use in the summer because I have oily skin in the summer, but because it's winter right now I can use something that is a little more hydrating. So I've used most of the product around the periphery of my face. I've not used a lot of it on my T-zone because I tend to get a little oily, and on the T-zone I'm going to use this product by Clinique. This is the Pore Refining Solutions Instant Perfector. I'm going to apply a tiny amount of this on my inner cheeks and on my nose, my chin and my forehead, basically all areas where I have large open pores and where I tend to get a little oily. What it basically does is that it mattifies and it instantly reduces the look of large open pores. I'm using the shade Invisible Deep here. So if you have combination skin, this is the kind of trick that you should use. Use something more hydrating on the drier areas and something mattifying on the oilier areas of the face. Next I'm going to use an orange tinted corrector. This is the Even Better Concealer from Clinique in the shade Orange Brightener, and I'm using a color bar blending brush to apply this in my under eye area. This will basically cancel out the dark shadows under the eyes. Because the Clinique Even Better Concealer has a slightly thick, slightly dry consistency, you have to ensure that you use an eye cream before you apply any kind of a dry or a long wearing concealer. After corrector, I'm going to apply foundation, and I'm using the MAC Match Master Foundation in the shade number 3. I'm going to dot it all over my face using my fingertips, and then I'm going to go in with a dense foundation brush to blend it out. You can always use your fingers to apply foundation, but I find that with brushes you tend to get a little better coverage and a nicer finish. The brush that I'm using here is part of a set of 4 brushes that I bought from eBay. I've already talked about this in one of my previous videos, and I'll be reviewing this soon on my blog. So I've applied the foundation all over my face and my neck except for my eyelids. And now I'm going to go in with a concealer. I'm using the Clinique Even Better Concealer in the shade Honeycomb, and I'm using a Real Techniques pointed foundation brush to apply this in my under eye area. The foundation that I use, MAC Match Master, gives about medium coverage, so you need to go in with a concealer for areas that you need a little more coverage. I like the Clinique Even Better Concealer because it has really good coverage, and you need good coverage in your under eye and any areas of pigmentation when you're going to be photographed, because all areas of pigmentation and any spots and all tend to look more magnified in pictures. I'd also recommend using a concealer around your nose and your mouth. This is where most of us tend to have a bit of darkness and pigmentation. With the base makeup done, next I'm going to use a cream blush, and I'm using Soft Peach by Oriflame. This is quite a sheer peach color, but I'm going to layer a powder blush on top of this, so my cheek color is going to stay for quite a long time. So all the creams and liquids are done now. I'm going to set everything with a powder. I'm using the Clinique loose powder here, and instead of a brush I'm going to use a cotton pad to apply the powder. This trick was taught to me by a Clinique makeup artist recently, and what she said was basically when you dab loose powder using a cotton instead of using a brush, you get a longer lasting matte effect, and on areas which need to be matte all the time, like the under eye areas and the T-zone, this is the trick that you should use instead of just brushing some powder with a brush. So only for my T-zone, my inner cheeks and my under eyes, I'm going to dab the loose powder using a cotton pad. You can see that it's given a very clean and perfect look to my skin. If you look closely, you can see that even the pores look much smaller. And then in the end, I'm just going to use a clean brush to brush off any excess product. Next, I'm going to move on to the eye makeup. The first product that I'm going to use is the Rimmel Scandaleyes eyeshadow stick, and this is the shade Bad Girl Bronze. This is basically a cream eyeshadow stick. I'm using this as a base for my eyeshadow. Once this sets, it doesn't smudge or crease for a very long time, so it makes a really good base for eyeshadows. It can be worn on its own also, but when you want your makeup to last for a long time, it's always a good idea to layer products on top. Use a cream or some kind of a liquid underneath and layer a powder on top of it. So you can see right after applying the eyeshadow directly from the pencil, I've used a brush to soften and smudge the edges in the crease line. Next, I'm going to apply kohl on my waterline, and I'm using the Lakme Absolute Ultimate Kohl, which is my favorite kohl for long wearing makeup because it stays for a very long time. Next, I'm going to apply a bronze eyeshadow. This is the shade Bronze by MAC, and I'm using a MAC 239 brush to pat this all over my lid. To get the maximum intensity of color, you should always pat eyeshadow instead of sweeping it on the lid. We use sweeping motions only when we are blending or when we want a really sheer wash of color. Once again, I'm using my MAC 217 brush to soften the edges in the crease. So I've done both my eyes now. Next, I'm going to apply the same eyeshadow, MAC Bronze, to my lower lash line using a pencil brush. I'm using the MAC 219 brush here. I'm applying this all along the lower lash line, just leaving out a small part near the inner corner where the highlighter is going to go. So next step is highlighter. I'm using a pale gold highlighter. This one is by a brand called Miss Claire, which is quite easily available in India in a lot of beauty shops. And I'm using a cotton bud to dab the gold highlighter in the inner corner and tear duct of my eye. This is my favorite highlighter for the eyes because I think the gold color goes really well with my skin tone, and it's not too subtle, it's not too strong. I think it just does a really nice job of highlighting the eyes. And I'm also going to run this along my brow bone using a fluffy brush. Next, I'm going to apply black gel liner. This is Black Ink by Bobbi Brown, and I'm using an angled brush to apply the liner to my upper lash line. Next, I'm going to apply mascara, and this is the Falsies mascara by Maybelline. I've not curled my eyelashes right now because I'm going to apply false eyelashes later, and it's easier to apply false eyelashes if your eyelashes are not too curled. So I'm just going to apply one coat of this mascara on my top and bottom lashes. And before the mascara dries completely, I'm going to use a clean mascara brush and just separate my lashes using that. It's also going to take off the excess mascara that might have been deposited in my lashes, and it's going to just get rid of all the clumps. So my eyes are nearly done now. I'm just going to do my brows next. First, I'm going to brush them, and then I'm going to fill in the gaps. Next, I'm going to use an angled brush and a brow powder from the Sleek Brow Kit in the shade Extra Dark. I think eyebrows are a largely ignored part of makeup, but I think it's really important because full brows always give a more youthful look to the face. They also frame the face very well. They also give a lift to the eyes, so you should never skip filling and defining your brows. And another tip, even if you have dark hair, you should never use black for your eyebrows. Always use a brown. Coming back to the face, I'm going to use my Shiseido bronzer to contour my cheekbones and my jawline next. And this is a matte bronzer, so it doubles up really nicely as a contouring product. In general, you should not use any kind of shimmery products to contour your face. When you're being photographed, it's important to use a bit of contouring product. Generally, people think contouring is only to make your face look slimmer, but it's basically to add more definition to your bone structure and to add more dimension to your face in pictures. Otherwise, your face can look just a little flat and a little dull. So I've applied the product under my cheekbones. I've applied it along the jawline, and I'm now going to contour my nose a little bit. I'm using a smaller brush. This is the MAC 217, and I'm just applying a small amount of product along the sides of my nose. Next, I'm going to apply a powder blush. If you recall, I had already applied a cream blush on my cheeks, and now I'm going to layer a powder one on top of it. I'm using the shade Burnt Sienna. This is from Faces Canada, and this is a really nice matte vibrant peach color. Next, to highlight, I'm going to use my favorite Bobbi Brown shimmer brick in the shade Bronze, and I'm just going to sweep some of the lighter gold and bronze colors along my cheekbone. So this finishes my face makeup. Next, I'm going to do my lips, and I'm going to use a neutral lip liner first. This is Brick Rose from the new Lakme 9 to 5 lip liner range. I'm going to first line and then fill my entire lip area with it. On my left side, I'm going to go slightly outside my lip line because my lip is a little smaller on the left side, just to balance it out. Lakme 9 to 5 lip liners are really creamy and really pigmented. I'm really liking them so far, and Brick Rose is a very nice neutral color that I think would work for a lot of skin tones. So I've filled in my entire lip with the lip liner, and now I'm going to apply Tangerine Sheer Lip Gloss. This is by Kerala. If you like a more natural look, you could just use a nude lip gloss or a clear lip gloss instead of using a corally orange one. This finishes my makeup. I'm just going to do a little bit of a powder touch up under my eyes and on my T-zone, just to make sure I don't get shiny in these areas. I'm just going to add a pair of false eyelashes and put on my final outfit and then show you the finished look. One of the most important factors to consider while choosing a bridal foundation is how it photographs. It should look good with and without flash, which is why I'm going to show you pictures with and without flash here. A lot of foundations look good without flash but don't look very flattering when there's a little more light. But I love how MAC Match Master foundation photographs. You can see there's no cakiness, there's no white cast in flash pictures. I hope you enjoyed this video and liked the look that I created. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's more coming up on the bridal front, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.